Can somebody please tell me why we need SpaceX or why we need Elon Musk? What does Elon Musk provide the United States or the people of Earth that they can't do without? In fact, they would probably be happier doing without it. Oh, Jason, SpaceX is important because it's creating an ability for us to go to do interplanetary travel. And all Elon needs to succeed in his mission to Mars is to launch more rockets that explode in the atmosphere and cause delays in airports and planes and causes debris and littering and and more crap in the oceans. But that's okay apparently because we need this man and we need SpaceX. I mean, we didn't already have the technology, Saturn V, that took 12 men to the moon in 6 missions. The first being Neil Armstrong, the last being Gene Cernan. He shut the lights out on the moon. No other country has ever been to the moon but us. But Americans. Goes into American exceptionalism, it's all kinds of shit. But why do we need this technology? Wernher von Braun developed the Saturn V. The Nazi who came over here, Operation High Jump and Operation Paperclip. He was featured on Wonderful World of Disney. Wernher von Braun was quite well known. And this was supposed to be the greatest technological achievement in mankind's history was sending human beings to another planetary body. I know it's the moon, but and traveling 240,000 miles with human beings. And we landed them, and then we got them off of the moon and brought them home. Isn't this crazy that we're going backwards technologically? It reminds me of abortion rights. I guess if there's enough money from one group or one person, you can just go backwards in time. I mean, can you believe that we were actually more liberal in the 1970s than we are now? I mean, even all the male justices on the Supreme Court understood, except I think it was one voted Roe v. Wade down. They understood that it had nothing to do with religion. We were less religious. We were less dumb and stupid. We are fucking stupid now. We're letting this Afrikaner, because he has a lot of money, he bought the largest social media platform that he could afford and now shit posts all the time. And he lets other people shit post. And that is, if you still are using X, Twitter, you are part of the problem. If you're still shit posting and supporting anything that Elon Musk does, you're a sucker. And you deserve whatever fate befalls you. But you won't have a fate that's negative because all you really want to do is make money. You don't really care about empathy. You don't really care about people and human beings. You care about accumulating a bunch of shit, buying a big-ass ugly house, driving ugly cars, wearing ugly jewelry, dating hot girls, hot women who have zero interest in you other than you have a lot of money. That's your dream. Your dreams, your Elon Musk fans, their dreams are so banal. They're so mediocre. They're so dumb. And that's where we are. We are a dumb country. We let Elon Musk, who has provided us nothing we couldn't live without. Same with Zuckerberg, same with fucking Bezos, same with fucking Bill Gates. Elon Musk's whole life is one big money-making endeavor. That's all he cares about. It's why he and Trump are so symbiotic, because that's all they respect or care about is accumulation of more money. Take everything that you have from you. Privatize everything, lower taxes to nothing, but maintain a large military because Elon Musk gets billions of dollars from the military. But get the regulations out of the way for Tesla and for SpaceX and for anybody that's in the way. He bought his way into destroying the very government And he's getting the help of Americans to do it. This Afrikaner multinational could give two fucks about America. Elon Musk is so wealthy, he could live in a spaceship hovering the earth if he wanted to. He doesn't care about you. And this is just the beginning. This is just the start. They really want to go after the EU. I heard Mark Zuckerberg talk about it on that god-awful Joe Rogan's podcast about how they need the United States government to put pressure on the EU because because Facebook is being fined and banned in places. Same thing with Twitter. Same thing with Brazil does not allow Twitter. There are countries that actually put clamps down on this social media garbage because they know how absolutely terrible it is. It's a way to spread disinformation very quickly. It's a way to make something up and it just gets out on Twitter and then it becomes a fact. Or if something is released and that MAGA doesn't like, they just call it fake news. Social media is a scourge. The internet is bad. All of this is bad. We are not smarter because of any of this. And just wait until virtual reality starts to become more of a thing. When the AI and virtual reality meet, you'll just be escaped into some fantasy land that some computer programmer created for you. So you'll spend more money so they can make more money off of you playing their game. And you're doing it willingly. MAGA aren't MAGA the biggest patriots? Aren't they the ones that are the most locked into their patriotism? Aren't they the ones that love the Second Amendment? They don't really care about any other amendment but the second. Aren't they the ones that are so concerned? And they're letting an Afrikaner, a white Afrikaner, destroy the very country that you love. And don't feed me the bullshit about smaller government. What does stat really mean? You tell me what smaller government means. Please explain to me in a country with 330 million people and population is growing. How do you have a small government? You know what they're saying when conservatives say small government, they mean less taxes. I want small government because I hate the empire. I want the empire taken down. The USAID gone, good. Voice of America gone, good. I hope they come for NPR next because NPR, they already play advertisements on NPR. They have their budgets cut, of course. They should. Have you ever listened to NPR? I live in Portland, Oregon. NPR is very important here for some reason. And their studio is named after Gert Boyle. Do you know who that is? She's the owner of Columbia. She owned Columbia, the clothing company, which makes all of their stuff overseas. But she donated money, so from the Gert Boyle Studios, this is Oregon Public Radio or whatever the fuck it is. They also have a building in one of the most expensive parts of town to live in, and it's right on the Willamette River. I used to live right next door to them, literally. I used to walk by it every day. And when you listen to NPR, what do you get? You get American propaganda. Have you ever listened to NPR in the morning? Like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, listen to NPR. It will be the exact same story, just in a different place. A lesbian / trans person / woman of color / whatever the difference is, lives in an oppressive country, which just happens to be one of those countries that we have sanctions on and we don't like. And it may border another country that we don't like. And it's always, the same story. I was oppressed from the time I was not allowed to be myself in school. My parents disowned me. It's very anti-Muslim too. It's extreme, which, by the way, I don't like conservatism I don't care what conservatism you're talking about. I find Muslim conservatism gross too. I find their fundamentalist bullshit, denying trans people. Who the fuck are you to deny anything? First of all, because you're a fucking fan of a book that was fucking that's fiction. That's about story that children, but if you didn't indoctrinate them, they would see right through the stupid shit. The Bible, the fucking Quran, it doesn't matter. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all lies. There is no God. There is no spirituality. There is none of that. You're so fucking superstitious that you hate other people that are on the earth because a book tells you to. A fucking book written 2,000 years ago tells you to fucking hate people. Why would you want that in your life? But anyway, I digress. We don't need Elon Musk. We don't need SpaceX. We don't need Tesla. If we would just let those Chinese motherfuckers in with their fucking superior fucking EV technology, cheaper, better, last longer, but we can't because that would be a threat to Elon Musk. That would be a threat to American automakers, which don't even make their cars entirely in America, unlike the Chinese. I mean, it's really quite funny that all of these Elon Musk fans, these Joe Rogan fans, these fans of rich people, it's the Steinbeck thing, right? They're just temporarily inconvenienced millionaires. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know if that's the exact quote. But that's what he said in Travels for Charlie. He talking about poor Americans in a wheelchair, homeless with an American flag. And he was talking about in the fucking 60s, in the 50s. I mean, the level of patriotism from poor people is high because they don't have anything else to be prideful in their lives about. And God forbid that they educate themselves. God forbid they spend any time in a library. God forbid they read online. God forbid they do anything intellectual because they've got propaganda to watch. They've got some hate-filled videos to watch. But my point was Elon Musk and Tesla and SpaceX and Solar City and the Boring Company and all the shit that he owns. None of it is any good for any of us. None of it. The liberals thought, we're going to buy up all these EVs, and it's going to completely change everything. It's going to be good for the environment, and it's going to be... The problem is rural America. Have you driven through America? There's a lot of distance between towns. There's a lot of distance between... Not everybody lives close to the city. And range is an issue. Not only is range an issue, but it takes 45 minutes for the fucking thing to actually charge. Can you imagine sitting at a gas station for 45 minutes? And you can't just go to a gas station. You have to literally plan your trip out so you don't run out of juice. It's a big ass fucking scam. I mean, EVs are great. Don't get me wrong. I know people that have them. I know people that drive them. They love them. But the Tesla is a status symbol. Not so much anymore. Now it's a MAGA symbol. Now it's for people who are bigots, who are homophobes, who are easily controlled and manipulated by propaganda because they're not critical thinkers or emotionally intelligent or emotionally mature. So they let themselves be used by billionaires. They always let themselves be used by billionaires. It's like they're cum dumpsters for billionaires. Like the billionaire class uses the working class all the time. They just use you up. They're taught to use you up. You're not important. Stop being a patriot if you're working class. Stop being patriotic at all if you are a person who goes to work for a living and makes money off of their labor. There is nothing in this country that is good, that is right, that is proper. You've just been convinced that you're not the baddies. You are the baddies. We are the baddies. And so Elon Musk, when he becomes, I don't know what is he, the hand of the king? I don't know. I guess that would be Stephen Miller. But we don't need Elon Musk. You don't need to be a fan of a guy who's been lying to you about going to Mars when he simply doesn't have the technology to go to Mars. Nobody does. It's a long way. And human beings and space don't mix. So when you are thinking to yourself, if you're listening to this, if anyone listens to this, and probably no one will, think to yourself, what do these billionaires really give us? What technology are they creating that we absolutely can't live without? It wouldn't be very hard. If the internet went off tomorrow, you just have to start reading paper maps to find your way around town. That's it. You'd have to actually ask for directions. You'd actually have to communicate with other people. You'd actually have, you have to talk to somebody. I know how terrifying that can be. Thanks for listening, and fuck Elon Musk and everything he does.